Okay guys, so today I'm showing you a Shogun Trailbreaker, and I have a feeling this is maybe like an 80s bike, judging on the Miami Vice color scheme. It is a vintage mountain bike, and if you've seen my other videos, you know I've got a soft spot for these vintage mountain bikes. The build quality is fantastic. There's very little demand compared to vintage road bikes, and so you can get them for super cheap. They make great commuting bikes, great touring bikes, and I'll go over and tell you why. So in terms of hubs, these are HB RM50s. I think they're Shimano's. Quick release levers. See a Tangaloy label on the forks, which means those are, I think, chromoly. Cantilever brakes in decent shape, kind of a weird little cable jockey there. This has a Shimano 200GS group set, which is nothing to write home about. The it's mainly plastic casings in the brake levers, and the crank itself is one of those stamped ones, but it's a triple. The rear derailleur is pretty decent quality, and the front derailleur is good also, although front derailleurs do so little. I mean, you can get away with pretty much anything as long as it's a solid component. Cantilever brakes on the back as well, quick release seat posts, and a leather saddle that's seen better days. The saddle is set pretty far back, so I'm gonna probably move that up. Not that I'm gonna be keeping this, but anyway. The frame is made of chromoly butted tubing. It's TIG welded, and it originally used an index shifting system, but one of the things that I found when I was fixing this up was that the thumb shifters, index thumb shifters, and I've seen this on other bikes as well, they just fail. I think that the internal gears are plastic, and over time they just start to slip and break inside. Components fall off. So I actually swapped it out with these stem shifters from an old road bike, and yes, it looks a little bit funny, but I'll tell you that the just like the quality, the durability, the dependability of stem shifters over older thumb shifter, or even the wrist, the kinds that you twist with your wrist, these stem shifters are much better. I've also made builds that have shifters on the down tube, and those are fantastic too. So I'm a big fan. The only thing is, like, you lose the index shifting and you're just using friction, but that's fine as long as you know how to shift, and you can make minor adjustments so your derailleurs aren't rubbing. But I'm a big fan of it, and I just like this build. This is a nice size bike. It's pretty much my size, although if I kept it, which I was tempted to do, I would need to replace the stem probably and bring the handlebars back a little bit, move the seat up a little bit. But it's a fun bike, rock solid tires, solid frame, and yes, cosmetically it looks rough, but it is a very solid bike. And if I did keep it, I would not hesitate to do some light touring with it and basically just have a lot of fun with it. So it's a very cool bike. I am going to sell it. I've got to put some grips on there, which I had to take off when I went through the laborious task of removing the old shifters, but it's all good, and that's what it is. It's Shogun Trailbreaker. Just a fantastic bike. I'll change the exposure a little so you can truly appreciate the Miami Vice pink color. So there you go. There it is.